Alright, what's up guys? So, EWUBodycam has uploaded a video titled "Cop Loses It When He Gets a Dirty Look." That's crazy. Yeah, this might be one of those videos where the cop might be in the wrong. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the backstory, but yeah, let's go ahead, check this video out, see what goes down. Excuse me, but yeah, anyways, make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to EWUBodycam for more videos like this. And with that being said,
you need more training. I need more training. You need safety valve. You got a mental problem. He said he's gonna catch a body. Everything recorded. Him right here. He said he's gonna catch a body out here. Everything he came up to me with a stick.
On August 23rd, 2020, police officers on patrol.
But I think, you know, if I'm a cop, there's gonna probably be some things that's gonna be said, and I'm like, I know they're not gonna, unless that person is crazy, I know they're not gonna do nothing to me and stuff, especially if they see that I'm a police officer. So that's why it's one of those things where it's like, I guess just some advice out there to a police officer. If somebody says some stuff about you and, like, you know, whatever it is, bro, ignore that. Don't lose your job because of something that somebody done said to you and things. So, yeah, if you done did something to upset the person, then, yeah, you know, you just gonna have to let it just stop off there from your part. But, yeah, bro, don't put yourself in a situation where it's like, you know, you could potentially lose your job and things. But anyways.
In Chicago, made the abrupt decision to detain a young man by the name of Leroy Kennedy. One moment Leroy was going about his day, and the next, he was being tackled, his face ground into the pavement. He was resisting arrest, officers would later inform him. But the original reason they stopped him seemed to mystify everyone, including the officers themselves, who seemed intent on behaving unprofessionally throughout the encounter. Right away, we're situated in the middle of a chaotic scene fueled by an incensed mob. They've just witnessed a violent incident instigated by the police themselves.
Hey, no, chill out. You got roll your
yeah, that's something that's bad on their part too, because I'm like, the thing is this, it's already bad enough that the guy, he's like resisting arrest and things. You guys show up, and then it just, it's one of those things where I'm like, don't put yourself in the situation, talking to just, you know, a random person, don't put yourself in the situation where now you fighting with cops and things. You see your friend, somebody getting arrested, stand across the street, yell, do whatever. They can't do anything to you, and if they do, then it's like, sue them. But it's like, stand across the street, yell at them, say whatever it is that you want to say and things, but do not approach a situation where somebody's being arrested and then you trying to take things upon yourself. Like, no, that's not going to end good for you. Cops look at a situation like that, and then they are all like, we don't know, we getting all like, cops start getting excited, pull a gun out, start shooting people. That's something that I don't want to see for them, see for the guy getting arrested or anybody else. So it's just one of those things where it's like, don't do stuff like that.
Just you.
That's a dangerous game they're playing.
You playing, bro. You playing, bro. You playing, bro. You playing. Helping you. Helping you. You just this face up like this. Man, you just this face up. That you for that bitch. He was trying to fight me. Man, you was trying to fight the you touching me for no reason, bro. I ain't got shit on you, bro. I ain't take off running out water.
And plus, it's like, on top of that, it's like, it's two cops against one. I'm like, and the cops look young too. Maybe I could see that coming from like a 50, 60-something-year-old cop that's getting ready to retire. But it's like, them guys look like at most in their 30s, like early 40s, like max. Early 40s the max. I'm like, and then plus he's a small dude too. It's like they didn't really need to slam him on the ground and stuff. So that's one of those things where it's but you know, to like talking to the guy, it's like, cops approach you just to eliminate yourself being in a situation where you catch an injury, bullet, whatever, tase, getting, you know, just cops overall fight with you or trying to take your life, whatever the situation is. It's like, just cops tell you to get on the ground, just get on the ground, brother. It's like just to eliminate yourself, you know, going to the hospital, or, you know, your family, they could potentially be saying their goodbyes. Don't put yourself in situations like that. Not with no cops.
Stop pushing him, bro.
That's a dangerous game they're playing. It looked like they say Chicago. I'm like, bro.
You might expect that once Leroy is in the back of the squad car, his defenders will disperse. However,
I'm like, that's even more so a reason why these guys should not be fooling with no cops. You in Chicago, bruh, that's even, yeah, that's a very, very dangerous game, because them cops, they don't know. I didn't seen so many different videos where they talk on all the different, like, especially with like rappers, when they talk on all the different stuff that be going on in Chicago. I'm like, bro, people in just all over the world, especially in Chicago, do not approach no cops on no attitude. Like, do not do that to yourself.
Seems to have the exact opposite effect.
Bro, back up, back up. I'll be back. Back up.
Dang.
The chaotic scene has quickly evolved to what appears to be a standoff between officers and civilians. The officer, having put his hands around Leroy's neck and having thrown him to the ground, definitely doesn't appear to have been warranted. While exercising force against a fleeing suspect is allowed, so long as the force is reasonable under the circumstances, Leroy didn't appear to have been a fleeing suspect.
Yeah.
He also didn't appear to have been resisting, nor did it seem he had any weapons on his person.
It's like, if my thing is this, if you're looking for this guy, then it's like, okay, slamming him, all you guys could have just did was just grab him by his arms and just walk him to the cop car and stuff. But like I say, you guys look like you're 30, like minimum in your 30s, max early 40s. Really did need it to take it this far and stuff. So yeah, that's something where I'm like, you guys could have just asked him some questions, figure some things out. But it's if he's like running down the street, then okay. But if he ain't doing that, yeah, bro was walking. So that's just something that if he didn't say that, I wouldn't have never been paying attention to it. But yeah, it's like bro was just walking down the street. You guys was jogging up to him. So that's how I know, okay, you guys are fit. It ain't like you guys are out of shape, or it's like you're gonna be like have a fight on your hands. It didn't even need to go this far. So
specific, articulable facts to support the exercise of force, and here we aren't seeing any.
Yeah, that's.
Give me some space. I'm trying to get medical attention, bro.
He talking about he fight with him. It's like, no, he just didn't want you guys grabbing on him and stuff. You guys could have just very well just stepped back and just said, hey, we gotta ask you some questions. Left it at that and things, you know? But yeah, it's just something where
It is what it is. That's why we don't like y'all. Shoot, kill y'all. I hate y'all. My face up, bro. I ain't got bro. I have nothing. Why you take y'all with me, bro?
He say what?
I have nothing.
He didn't. No, dude did not run. I'm like, you gotta watch your own body cam again. He did not run. You guys was standing on each side of him. He was walking down the street. Fast walking, slow walking, whatever type of walking you want to call it. You guys managed to catch up to him. It wasn't like this man ran all the way like blocks away from where you guys were originally at. The whole situation happened within the same area. That's crazy.
You can search me hands down, everything. I have nothing. Handling in the cuff. Take control now. I got you. Okay, now disregard. Take a disregard. Disregard handling in the cuff. Augustine handling. Take a disregard.
It also doesn't help that more police are joining the scene by the minute. It's hard to say who's most upset, Leroy, the crowd, or the police. One of the officers who participated in the arrest appears to be particularly agitated and takes it out on the crowd.
And it's like, bro, you...
Take that 140-pound ass. 140 pounds. Hold on with your homies. Come, Tony. Take that.
That's crazy for a cop to be talking like that to some people. Notice how all the other cops, they just kind of standing there just making sure, you know, the crowd stays contained. He the only one sitting there arguing with people. And it's cops like him where it's like, he don't need to be a cop, bro, because he gonna mess around and get somebody killed.
I appreciate you guys. Stay right there, it's fine. Why you getting out tough down like that? Sticks and you picking up sticks and
Because it's like, then on top of that, it's like he's putting them cops' lives, talking about that cop, he's putting them cops' lives in danger. Because let's say there's that one crazy person in that crowd where they're like, I don't care about my life, I don't care about nobody else's life. They pull out a gun and start shooting at people. They start shooting back, get all them people's lives in danger and stuff. That's what I'm saying. He's one of those cops where it's like, nah, bro. It's like, because I'm like, it'll be something where it's just he done make that wrong person upset because of his mouth, because of how he's acting. So it's like, bro, you're putting people's lives in danger. You out arguing with people like that? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He don't need to be a cop. Maybe a security guard. He might try to enforce laws and stuff, trying to be a security guard. He just don't need if a job with power. He don't need that type of job.
That man not like that. Me and just slammed on his head. We did. We know. We're not lying about it. Right. Okay. Oh, what the force for? We start fighting around. He choked him through the gate. He's trying to talk to him. That's all. No, get your heels up. We don't need that. Yeah, because he slammed on He did. I understand. But he was coming up behind him, okay? Trying to pull him away. It's on camera. It's on camera.
What's the issue? You need more training.
I need more training.
You need sacrifice. You got a mental problem. He said he's gonna catch a body. Everything recorded. Him right here. He said he gonna catch a body out here. Everything
He came up to me with a stick.
Straight home.
Take that shit, bro. Take that shit, bro. Take that shit, bro.
It's like, bro.
Body today.
You might think you
That's why it's like, bruh, that guy, he don't need to be a cop, because it's like there's somebody pushing him back. It very well could have been a situation where all them guys got his way, then yeah, somebody does swing a stick on you and things. And knowing him, he seems like that type where he starts shooting, he gonna make sure he's shooting at everybody in the area and stuff. So yeah, that's something I'm like, nah. This guy, he definitely don't need to be a cop.
misheard the officer, but he did in fact say that he was looking to catch a body, and as he continuously points out to the crowd, it's all on video.
You picked up a bag. It's on camera. I did. I will.
Everything has gotten out of hand, and the officer needs to quickly separate Leroy from the scene. Considering the number of members of law enforcement who've responded to the scene, at least 1 to 2 should be making efforts to de-escalate the situation and to calm the civilians. However, what we've seen isn't consistent with this. At this point, it's clear that the officers have lost control of the situation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Irate
they have.
civilians have surrounded the cruiser, and Leroy should have already been transported away from the scene.
I wasn't? Your ass was inside. I'm intimidated.
There's something obviously wrong with him, bro.
The situation is now completely out of control. Officers
Notice how how all the other cops is looking. They just all got like kind of just a look about them, like they're just like they're really hoping nothing doesn't go off, more so in the way that they don't want to take nobody's life. They don't want nothing to happen to their life. They just there to just, like they all just kind of got like blank faces. Look at how excited he looks. Fam, you should not be looking like this, especially with the situation that just went down. You should not be looking like this as no cop. I'm sorry, but no. Everybody else kind of just got like a look about them. He the only one there, like he's waiting for something to pop up.
behaving unprofessionally, which tarnishes the law enforcement badge. While they should never let their emotions be seen, their anger has gotten the best of them.
Oh, yeah.
The civilians have a right to challenge authority, and the officers have no right to speak to the civilians the way they are, including the name-calling and threatening to lock them up as you just witnessed. As the police car begins to pull away, the officer continues shouting insults out the window.
Make more than you, bro.
That's crazy.
Running.
That's crazy.
Remind me to take this.
And that's how you know he's in the wrong. I even remember saying that with another video and stuff where the cop, he just kind of like, yeah, he wasn't even no kind of, he had an attitude problem. And you could hear cops in the background of that past previous video where they were telling the cop like, okay, like just walk away, leave the situation alone. That's what I feel like when cops, talking to cops, when it's like, when you see another cop there at the scene and they start acting all wild and crazy, you gotta tell them to walk away. Because I'm like, all they just gonna do is make your day worse.
I got you, okay? I got you. We got you. And nobody gonna treat you badly. I'm gonna get you water and everything, okay?
But based on the police treatment Leroy has experienced so far, though, these promises likely don't mean much. Back where the crowd is gathered, several bystanders attempt to explain how the situation has played out so far. The response they get is lackluster at best, if not outright dismissive.
Yeah, they
Oh,
are.
see his sister, man.
Put their hand on
And he jumped out, he grabbed him. He didn't try to get aggressive with him. He picked him up and slammed him, man. On who? On the guy in the car.
The officer, when
The black
the gentleman
officer
told
picked
him
him up.
to not touch him, the officer got mad and choked him.
Yeah,
And then he tried to resist. The officer took him and slammed him on the ground.
He wasn't doing
So
nothing
why
wrong.
did the police officer get out of the car?
We have no idea. They
Told me
parked
to
right
sit right
here.
here.
They parked right here. They were sitting down right here. He started walking towards them. The gentleman got up.
If the guy, no, if the Leroy guy, if he does decide to take this to court, he got nothing but witnesses. So, no, it's a situation where I think he would. Because, no, if they do that, they show the body cam videos and he's like saying, like, all I just did was just move my arms away from them. Then, yeah, that's when they grab me and slam me down on the ground. He tells them that. And then also manages to give video, the body cam video of how that cop was acting. Yeah, I think even because this video alone just overall shows that one cop, yeah, he messed this whole situation up and things. So yeah, that's something where I'm like, no, if he does decide to take it to court, I think it'd be a situation where he will win.
And started walking away. I guess he didn't want no problem. They never found nothing on. He wasn't doing anything wrong. The black officer tried to corner him off, ran and chased him and blocked him off. He said, man, I ain't did nothing. Don't touch me. The officer grabbed him and started choking him.
Well, my suggestion is if you want to make a complaint, you can call COFA. But obviously, I mean, it looks like the guy's under arrest for something.
What that something is remains to be seen.
I know,
An
that's-
officer needs to take charge of the situation and give.
They didn't say that at all in the video. Usually they're like, okay, you're under arrest for whatever it is that you under arrest for. Not once. I was even getting ready to say that. I'm like, what? Is that the person that they're looking for? Because if not, I'm like, you just did that to that man for no
Frontal
reason.
witnesses a voice. They
They ain't
need
asked
for
for his
someone
name or
to
nothing.
listen and to feel they've been heard. They should be given the option to fill out statements and potentially compose formal complaints. Even if the complaints don't move forward, perception is everything, even so much as giving the witnesses business cards as a way to build trust. For now, officers clear the original scene and arrange to meet EMS at a more controlled location. However, not all of the officers go quietly, fanning the flames of unrest before leaving the area.
Oh, we come out thick. That's how we do.
That's crazy.
I'm just talking to the community, bro. That's it. I still love you, though. I still love you. I love you, Papa.
That's crazy.
All right, let's go.
It's like, forget a suspension, forget all that stuff. It's like, if my thing is this, you a police officer, because you're just responding to this situation how you want to respond. Imagine other situations where it's like, it could be somebody fighting for their life. And my thing is this, I see somebody fight for their life, or if I'm in a situation where I'm fighting for my life, and then I see all the cops there, they reacted however they wanted to react, and they're the ones helping me, I know I'm not going to make it out that situation alive. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's just one of those things. I know for the most part I say, like, listen to the cops and all that other stuff, but it's like, when you got cops carrying on like this, it's like, how can you really listen to them when they're not even being professional about their job? So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, forget a suspension, with or without pay. No, cops like this, I'm like, I feel like if you're going to be out here making people as an example, I feel like there should be some higher up where you make these cops as an example, where it's like, you cannot under any circumstances be carrying on like this, especially in Chicago, where it's like, bro, you don't know who has a gun, you don't know who's going to be showing up to that situation on some dangerous activities and stuff. So yeah, that's why I'm like, no, cops like that, they need to be made an example out of, and they need to lose their jobs. I know I might speak out a lot, like saying listen to the cops and all this other stuff, but it's some videos like this where I'm like, no, if the cop ain't doing their job correctly, then I'm like, nah, bro, then they don't need to have a job.
They just need attention. I don't want to give them attention.
Just a few blocks away, one of the officers waiting for EMTs to assess Leroy finally thinks to ask a rather important question.
We jumped. What y'all doing? What y'all arrested?
What's he arrested for?
They instantly started fighting.
But you don't know what you're arrested for? To be arrested for. Hey, no, hey, see my face.
I know he trying to tell
As
him
we
to
saw
be
in the
quiet. There
arrest
ain't no.
footage, this isn't exactly true.
You guys, I'm like, y'all are talking about me, so I'm gonna speak out about this. I'm like, you ain't gonna be like, tell me to be quiet and stuff. I'm like, you guys slam me. What if I'm Leroy? What am I being arrested for?
It seems that the police are getting creative. Police chased Leroy down, and it was only after they laid hands on him that he began to flail.
They started grabbing on Razor as soon as we walked up, grabbing his back, grabbing the back of his vest, pulling him away. We didn't even say.
This claim may be true. Conflict once again flares between Leroy and the officers while they wait for EMS. Even rookies are taught not to engage with a yelling detainee. While it would go a long way in the court of public opinion and among a jury when footage shows officers not engaging, this particular officer opens the door to the cruiser and confronts Leroy. His act is clearly unprofessional. In addition, the backwards worn baseball hat wouldn't be a standard issued uniform item.
That's crazy.
Police already saw that Leroy had a phone during the arrest, the search, and when they initially placed him in the car.
Injuries from the takedown? Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah.
Oh, Angelo Gray, 514-8914. Angelo, I'm gonna sue all you. Angelo Gray, I'm gonna lose y'all job.
Has a reason to.
Angelo Gray, I'm a searcher. Terry, ring the rep, yo, Robinson, Long Park. What don't you think I'm on? I'm gonna get all you. Angelo Gray. Watch this.
Soon EMTs arrive to tend to Leroy's injuries. He's escorted out of the police car and into the ambulance while police decide who will accompany him to the hospital. Before getting underway, police take the opportunity to search Leroy again, but nothing incriminating has appeared in his pocket since the last time they checked. With that out of the way, they can finally head to the hospital.
But what is he arrested for, though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
In addition to the scrapes on his face, Leroy was treated for injuries to his hands and wrists. There were also concerns about a concussion due to the force with which Leroy's head hit the pavement. While he is recovered physically, he's since come forward to say the encounter left him traumatized.
Anybody would rightfully be traumatized in a situation like this, where it's like now anytime you see a cop, prior beforehand, he probably seen the cop, didn't think twice of it and stuff. And then it's like after something like this, you see a cop, it's like, nah, anybody's gonna be traumatized, so.
Man, why you still up?
What's up?
Why you still up?
Why am I still what?
Why the you still up?
Why am I still what?
You heard what I said.
It's a good question because you've certainly noticed Leroy still hasn't been told why he's under arrest. While the United States Supreme Court has held that it's good police practice to tell a suspect why they're being arrested when taken into custody, the Supreme Court has found no constitutional requirement to do so.
Because they ain't asked for his name, nothing. And it's like, so my thing is this, you can't arrest him for concealing his identity. So it's like, yeah, what exactly is he? Because it's like, as soon as you guys walked up, within seconds, you slammed him on the ground. You ain't asked for his name, you ain't asked for nothing.
Torely require this in the United States. It's an exception far from the norm.
Patel 18129.
Damn sure gonna know. My lawyer come holler at y'all, you damn sure gonna know.
Cool.
Damn sure finna get y'all food.
Alright, that's good.
Like, damn sure finna get y'all food. But tour,
Best of luck to you, buddy.
1829.
Best of luck to you, buddy.
Good luck. You just got 200,000 for the same. Got good. Why you grab me like that? Why you grab me for though? I don't get why he touching me, bro.
When Leroy's arrest came under investigation, it seemed police had very little to say for themselves by way of explanation.
Alright. We'll put everybody else as offenders that grabbed you. We'll do that on the case report. We'll start head on. Yeah, the description or whatever. We'll get the camera. All right, head on in.
It's clear that the sergeant is aware the situation has been botched. The story officer settled on was that Leroy looked directly at the officers as they drove by, widened his eyes, and then walked away. It appears that Leroy was violently arrested for the serious crime of looking surprised. The official report went on to mention that police suspected Leroy might have had a gun when he reached for his pocket.
Bruh, okay. I feel like, for the most part, if you go back and watch this whole video, his pants look really tight. I don't know, unless it's like the smallest gun in the world. Like, yeah, it might have been that gun from Django where you flip it out your wrist and stuff. Maybe even that. His clothes look pretty tight to where it's like, yeah, I don't know, maybe, yeah, that's crazy.
But as they later discovered, all he could have been reaching for was his phone or glasses. It seems the real reason Leroy was stopped was simply a case of bullying or misuse of power. Leroy was
going
charged
for his phone to record
with resisting arrest and aggravated assault against a peace officer. All charges were dropped a few months later, thanks to the body camera footage, which proved Leroy was not the instigator. Leroy proceeded to sue the City of Chicago Police Department for personal damages, as well as to ensure this sort of situation doesn't happen again. He was ultimately awarded $195,000.
That is 100%
Clearly, the situation should have been handled much differently. While police training has progressed over the years, it must continue to evolve and grow with the times. De-escalation, implicit bias, and wellness of law enforcement officers are a few of the mandatory training programs officers must complete. In addition, they're now educated on reporting misconduct they see other officers committing. While officers like these should be a thing of the past, we still have a long distance ahead, evidenced by what we just witnessed.
That's some crazy stuff. And it's like, there was no reason for that one cop to be carrying on. There wasn't no reason for any of those cops to be carrying on the way that they were carrying on. But yeah, it's like, you just got some cops out there where they don't know how to do their jobs. And so, unfortunate, you know, it's like situations like this has to happen so we can see it and things. You would think something like that would be determined beforehand. It's like whether this person is fit or not to be a cop. But yeah, that was like, no, it's like, it's crazy how, like, they'll do that. They'll have it where they'll have, like, somebody pretending to be a criminal, like, off up in the jail cell so they can see whether an informant. It's crazy how they'll have, like, informants where they'll be in jail cells trying to get, like, information out of, like, whatever suspect that they trying to interrogate, and they can't get that through them, so they're like, oh, let's just have, like, some random informant just talk with them and stuff so they can admit to their crimes. I'm like, why not do that with cops? So it's like, to see whether or not that person is fit to be a cop, because definitely my thing is this, if I have a police station, or if I'm a captain, whatever, I definitely would be doing some stuff like that. Just some like, oh, just have like some floater cop going around and stuff where they just checking on other cops and seeing if they are fit to be a cop and things. And if not, they do an investigation, see if that person's not fit. I'm like, you gotta go be security, go be a cop somewhere else. But it's like, nah, you can't be a cop carrying on in a way where it's like, you're gonna mess around and get somebody killed for no reason. So, but anyways, make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to EWUBodycam for more videos like this. Like, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.